What we're looking at today is this thing right here. The gray is PETG, the black there is polycarbonate, and we have stainless steel screws, and there's internal carbon on this as well, and then this is just part of its function. But let me explain what it does and the different versions of it and what's different about this version, hopefully the last one. So as to its function, what this thing does is it mounts onto my trash can. So as I move around the city, going through different neighborhoods here in Memphis, I can easily pick up trash and just put it in the trash bag that's being held open by this ring. This makes it really efficient to move. I've done over 200 miles this year and around 3,000 gallons so far in the city of Memphis. I've been working on this thing for a while, and we can see the different changes that were made here, and I'll explain some of the changes and what happened there. So the first one, this one here, this was just a material test, and I mean it worked pretty good, and didn't really have any major issue with it. Took it off and used that one on my secondary rig. This one was used for quite a while, but what ended up happening is that we found out that you come across hub covers is the thing that really brought me to this. When you come across those covers, you can't just drop them in the bag because this is too small. So I made a larger one, just screwing around. I also was trying to get a camera on here to do time lapse. The issue on this is that one, this thing is just freaking massive, and the time lapse is a 9x16. So I'd have all this space on either side, and didn't really want that. So made another one. This version here is obviously oblong. The camera mounted up here on the top, and we got our nice view on here. Now this is decently thin, and it flexes quite a bit like that. Something on all of these that we see here, every one of these have the same essential functionality. That's not the right word. They have more or less the same design. They all have the individual pieces with the joint component, and inside all of these are pins. There are little stainless steel pins that go in there for different lengths to help those joints and where they don't try to twist on you. The last version that was made was this one right here. Now the difference here is that while we do still maintain the oblong and we do have the camera mount and all that, I was trying to get away from the pins so that other people could make this thing. So it'd be easier for other people to make this. So what I have here, these little dog bone shapes, those are all polycarbonate, and they fit inside here. Now to help that work, this thing was made fairly thick so that you're not breaking those out. The problem is that it is decently heavy, and I discovered the last few trips I was going out where I was out for say 3 or 4 hours in 100+ degree heat with a bag wrapped around here acting like a little greenhouse, that this is warping. And we can see that in this video here. Now the latest version is this one. We still have the oblong shape that we need for the time-lapse camera and to make it easier to put large objects into. It is a little bit thicker. It's about 10% solid on the infill, and it has carbon arrow shafts going through all of these pieces. So if we look at this, if we look at the model here, you can see how those are arranged. That's why this also has 4 screws on each joint component, because the arrow shaft has to run through the middle of there. So this is lighter weight and very, very stiff. With any luck at all, this will be the last version of this item that's needed to be made. The Litterbuggie trash ring. The only downside is that to make this one, you have to get arrows or some form of reinforcing carbon. Anyway, functional prints. Ugh. Freaking love having a printer. You guys have a good day.